Welcome to Brant B Guitar. We're going to be learning Bob Dylan's Knocking on Heaven's Door today. Please subscribe or comment if you have a song request. So let's go right into Bob Dylan's Knocking on Heaven's Door. 4 chords and the truth. Here we go. G major, D major, A minor, and C major. So let's just real quick go over the fingerings of the chords. So for the G major, middle finger on the low E, the 3rd fret, index finger on the 2nd of the A, ring finger on the 3rd of the B, pinky on the 3rd of the high E, all 6 strings together. D major, 4 strings you're going to be strumming, the D, G, B, and high E. Index finger on the 2nd of the G, ring finger on the 3rd of the B, middle finger on the 2nd of the high E string. C major, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D, the G is open, index finger on the 1st fret of the B. Next chord, A minor. Same strum that you did with the C major, 5 strings. The A string's open. An open string means nothing's fretted. Middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G, index finger on the 1st fret of the B. So next step is, there's a song form that we need to go over. The song is in 2 parts. There's an intro and a chorus. For the intro and the chorus, Bob's basically playing G, he's playing D, and C twice. For the verses of the song, he's playing G, D, A minor twice, and then he plays G, D, C, C. Now that pattern keeps repeating. When you first start, it's all about patterns. So we'll start with the intro, and we'll get more in depth in the verses in a second. The idea is G, D, C, C. So what I just start playing is getting used to the fingers moving around and just playing the chords. Now the next thing is strumming. How do you start strumming? Well, the idea with this, we're going to keep a consistent strum pattern for all the chords. Now what you're going to do with this song, and the way to start strumming is you want to isolate the right hand from the left. So what you can do is the left hand is just going to mute these strings. It's like 2% pressure on the strings. And you're trying to get that kind of sound. Now it doesn't matter if you're here, here. You're just trying to get this right hand. And the pattern is going to go like this. Down, 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 up. Down, 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 up. And the idea is just to keep it consistent. When you go up, you only need 3 or 4 strings. You don't have to go all the way up. Let me show you what that looks like and sounds like. You want to keep it consistent. Now the next thing, we can pull the chords in. What you can do is practice this 1 chord at a time, but just keep the rhythm consistent with the right hand. Let's put that together. So the intro The G, D, C chord, and C chord, if you think of that as one big box pattern, that pattern is played 4 times through. So the idea when you start listening to music is to start to hear the patterns. That's for the intro and when he sings Knockin' on Heaven's Door, the chorus part. The chorus is the part everyone can sing to and remembers. So let's talk about transitioning. Here's a trick that I think will really help you transition chords. The last up strum, you can kind of leave the chord and hit an open strum, and then you can transfer to the next chord. Let me show you what I mean by that. Did you catch that there? Did you see the last up was open to get to that D chord? You can start doing that for all of the chords. I'm going to slow it down so you can see that happen over all of the chord changes. Now, the third chord is C and the fourth chord is C. When you go to that fourth chord or the fourth strumming pattern, you keep it the same because you're still hanging on the C major chord. This is what it looks like. So on and so forth. Let's bring that back up to speed so you can see it all together. All together now. Let's talk about the verses now. The verse, the pattern is going to stay the exact same. The only thing that changes is that Bobby Boy is using an A minor for the first go through the chords and the second go through a C major, but the pattern stays the same. G, D, A minor, G, D, C, C. Starts with Mama, take this badge off of me. At least I hope that's the lyric. Something like that. That was one time through. So for the song form, he does the intro 4 times. That's the verse. He does that twice, and then he goes back into the chorus of the song. Now you can also transition the chords just the way I talked about in the intro. Now, again, on the A minor and the C chord, since you're playing the A minor twice and the C twice, you don't need to transition the second time of playing that chord. Okay, so let's put it all together. I'm just going to do the intro once and the verse once, just so you can see how they flow together. Now the other thing is the wrist. What is the wrist doing? Well, the wrist is moving back and forth. Now, when you're first starting out, the wrist may not move. What I'd recommend doing with your iPhone or whatever camera you have on your phone is just to film yourself. Look at what your wrist is doing. The wrist moves. It's like a pendulum going back and forth. One thing I tell students is to understand how that wrist moves is just literally like you're making a fist, stick your hand out like that, and then move the wrist. It's not opening a door, it's going left and right. That's the idea you want when strumming. That's where the timing comes from, getting quicker. but you want to start off slow. Well, let's start talking. One thing that I don't think is talked about much in beginning song form are the dynamics. What are dynamics? Dynamics, let's take that again. Let's go over dynamics. What are dynamics? Dynamics is just how loud you're playing the guitar. So if you're thinking of a song form, you're trying to build the song. Let's do a basic song form for this. So maybe that intro, we'll do it like the recording, 4 times through, but you're not going to play it as loud. Then when the verse comes in, pick it up a little bit more. Then when the chorus comes in, pick it up a little bit more. So you're thinking of what's the dynamic range of the acoustic guitar. Because when you first start, if you want to put some color into it. How loud can the guitar get? Well, how soft can it get? Here's just an example of the dynamic range and how you can play around with it to really express yourself. So I'm going to follow the same song form. Here comes the verse. So you can almost hear in each section the volume was climbing a little bit. It makes it a lot more interesting than if you're playing something where the volume never changes. That's adding color to what you're playing. So that's Knockin' on Heaven's Door. Please subscribe to Brant B Guitar. If you have any questions, comment below. Brant B signing off. Thanks for listening and keep on playing.